My name is Mike O'Neill. I was diagnosed with cancer in October of this past year. My tonsils were giving me issues back in the summer, last summer. We just came off vacation. And early on, I was not a very good patient. They told me to take antibiotics, which I did, and I just kind of ignored the pain. And as time went on, it just got worse. My primary doctor scheduled an appointment with an ENT, which I broke. I was in the middle of football season. I'm a head high school football coach at Carville High School, and I was busy working. And as time went on, this pain just didn't go away. And I finally, a couple months went by, and in mid-October, I went to my ENT, Dr. Naidu, and he said, "Look, this has been going on too long. We need to give you a CAT scan." Then he pulled me in and said, "Hey, we need to biopsy this." And at that time, I knew this was pretty serious. I'm still thinking it's tonsillitis. My wife knew better. She started researching it, and I think she started wrapping her mind around that this could be cancer. I didn't. I was in the middle of my season. I thought, I'll deal with this as we wrap up the season. I get a phone call mid-October, October 16th, and it's my doctor, and he basically told me you have squamous cell carcinoma, and it started in your tonsil. And I was right in the middle of a arch rival week with Houston High School, and it was tough. But I knew I couldn't tell my colleagues, I couldn't tell my players, but I did tell my family that Wednesday, so we made sure all the kids knew. But my game plan was I can't tell my players until after the game. I can't tell my colleagues and my assistant coaches. And I did. I pulled them in right after the game. It was a very close game. We won in the last second. Everybody's really happy. And I pulled them in the locker room and I told them, congratulations, but I have some tough news. And I told them I have throat cancer. And I basically asked the administration, I said, "Look, I need time off from work." I told my assistant coaches, "You're going to be my interim head coach. You're going to run offense. You'll run defense." I already had all this mapped out. And I told the players, "Look, we're going to keep fighting. We're in the middle of the season. We're having a good season. We have one more regular game on a regular season schedule, and I can't go to Houston, Texas until 10 days. So we're going to continue to work and get better." It was a great distraction for me before I picked up and went to MD Anderson. That Sunday we get to Houston, Texas, and basically for that next week I got reevaluated. They confirmed exactly what I had, and they basically staged me at a stage 4. We felt like we were at the best place possible to get treatment, and at the time, and I had some incredible doctors, and I had a community. I had former coaches and players and friends and colleagues and family that were giving me support and encouraging me to fight this battle. I'd been the coach for so long. Now here I am, the player, receiving instruction from doctors, but I'm also getting encouragement from the current seniors on my team, to everybody on the team that were giving me words and encouragement and inspiration. The seniors on the football team gave me a jar full of notes that they hand wrote me that last week, that every day I would pull another note out and read it. And so inspiration is a two-way street. They would say, "Coach, you've inspired us." I've had players from Christian Brothers. I was over there for a 9-year period. They were reaching out and saying, "Coach, you have this. You have got to roll your sleeves up. You've got to play like your hair's on fire. You have to go snap the whistle. You have to go." They're giving me all these things that I used to tell them, and I had to roll up my sleeves. They gave me inspiration to do this. And one of my favorite movies is Shawshank Redemption, and I always remember Morgan Freeman saying, you got a choice. You can get busy living or you can get busy dying. And I wanted to get busy living, and so it was time to go to work. And throughout the course of my journey, I really had to have that mindset of my doctors, guiding me in the right direction, giving me the information I need to know. What are some of the road bumps going to be? What are some of the challenges going to be? And how am I going to approach this? So, every day I'd wake up and look at this as a challenge. It's going to be, I'm going to have struggle. Eating is going to be a challenge. Swallowing is going to be a challenge. Wearing a mask and being bolted down to a table for an hour at a time was going to be a tremendous challenge. But I knew day in and day out, my faith, and my tremendous wife giving me encouragement. She kept charts all over the apartment of things I've, nutrition, how much I've hydrated. So I had to be coachable. I had to be a good patient, because at the beginning of this journey, I was not a very good patient. So this summer or late spring, I was basically given the thumbs up that I am cancer-free. But I spent 5 months in Texas, and when I returned, I got back in the classroom right after Easter. It was April 2nd, and the support and the kindness of our community of welcoming me back to Carville High School was just incredible. But it's really opened my eyes to reach out to people that are struggling, whether they have cancer or they're going through a death or they're going through a job loss, or to encourage people to reach out and to say, look, it's gonna be fine. Put everything you have into it. Going through my cancer journey, I felt like I've always been faithful. My faith has always been a tremendous part of what I've done. But going through this cancer journey, it's gone to another level. I felt like that, approaching this, I wanted to give up pain and suffering and remember what Jesus Christ went through during his time and his sacrifice. But also too, seeing that, I need to reach out to people that are struggling, whether it's cancer, whether it's, things in their life that challenge them. It's okay to pick up the phone and talk, and to call and send them a text and let them know you're thinking about them. I know people respond in different ways, but that really has opened my eyes up, because I was the recipient of that. And that gave me just a tremendous amount of strength to help persevere and really be relentless on taking on this, horrible disease. And, that really has opened my eyes to, moving forward and what can I do post-cancer.